he probably says this to everybody, what he was saying to me, like, you have a bright future ahead of you. We need more young people like you being active and engaged in our political process and da-da-da-da-da and yada, 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 or whatever it was that he was saying. But y'all, when I tell y'all, a quick little cameo message. Yeah, it was like a quick little cameo. He didn't get too deep in the deep. The conversation that I had with Mrs. Obama, though, she was like, where are you from? And oh my God, that's amazing. It was a little more fruitful. But the president was like, hey girl, bye girl, real quick, right? And yeah, I was like forever changed by that conversation. When I tell y'all, I went back to the office the next day, bitch, I started working hard as hell. I start working so hard. The next day I got back in the office, I have met the Obamas. Michelle Obama has told me that I have a bright future. The Barack Obama has told me that he needs more young people like me being engaged in the political process. Girl, bitch, I was working hard as hell when I got back to I'm in there like, okay, so what policies do we need to write? Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and get this shit straightened out. Bitch, I was working hard as hell when I got back to work. It lasted for like 2 weeks. When I tell you I came back to work for those next 2 weeks and I was a policy nerd. You couldn't tell me shit. I'ma change the damn world, okay? And funny enough, after the conversation that I had with the Obamas, after meeting them and having that life-changing, very quick interaction with them, I drafted my first piece of federal, I don't know why I'm using this thing. This just feels like the appropriate thing to do to really, make my point. I drafted my first piece of federal legislation and it was passed. I got my first bill passed. In the 2 weeks after, when I was so inspired by this conversation, I'd written this policy. I'm gonna add the caveat after I finish telling the story. But I wrote this piece of legislation. It was introduced in the House of Representatives. It goes through all of the process that it goes through. And then this bill is eventually on the House floor. It is passed. Passed. Okay? So that is why to this day, I do not accept any Barack slander. Okay? None. He inspired me to write my first piece of policy that was passed. And from there on out, girl, I drafted 5 policies and I got a total of 6 bills passed in the House of Representatives. But yeah, that was the first one. That was the first one that I written. And it was eventually passed. And it was just like, oh my God, like I'm doing big things. Like I'm doing shit that like matters in the world. Oh my God, look at me. And it was a great feeling. And I remember I was crying when it got passed. It was like a whole thing, girl. I was crying. I was with my husband at the time. He was my boyfriend back then. And he was in the military back then. I came home. I was like, oh my God. I was crying, girl. I called my mom. I was crying. It was a whole thing. Yes, I was 21, sister. I was 21. I was 21 years young. 21 years young, girl. 21 years young. And it really was after that conversation that I had with them. I was just so like inspired. I went and I was like, what can I change? Like, what can I make better? Like, what can I fix? What can I do? The policy was on career and technical education, essentially making career and technical education, which is like a form of education that you can get in high schools, but essentially creating grants that allow high schools to expand their career and technical education program. So providing schools with grant money so that they can provide more students with career and technical education. Essentially what it does is provide kids with like a trade or a skill. So CTE, they call it CTE. I think it's called something different now, honestly. That was a long time ago. I think it may have a different name. But back then it was called CTE, Career and Technical Education. And essentially what it does is teaches kids a particular trade and allows them to go out into the field of whatever trade that they're interested in or whatever trade the school provides. And they get like hands-on experience in that trade. And then they get certifications in that trade. So before they graduate from high school, they are now trained, certified, technicians of whatever it is. It's electricity or plumbing, whatever it is. It's a variety of things that fall under the CTE category. But that's essentially what it is. My first law was providing more grant funding to public K through 12 education, or public K through 12 institutions, so that they can provide career and technical education to kids across the country. And it got passed, and it was amazing. It was freaking amazing. I was like, oh my God. Gyro said my high school has several CTE programs. Yes. And it's typically for high schoolers. I think now they've tried to expand it to not elementary schools, but like middle schools. But back then when I was doing the law in 2016, it was only for high schoolers. High school students, particularly in 10th through 12th grade. So it was like a big deal. It was like a big deal at the time. And we got them like millions of dollars to do this work. And so many schools were able to enact these programs, which was amazing. And I was like so happy about it. That was the very first law that I've ever passed. And yeah, after that, I was addicted. After that, I was like, oh, what else can I do? What else can I fix? So all of the laws that I've passed, I've drafted 6 policies that have been signed into law, and all 6 of them were based in education, which is why I go on to get my master's degree in education policy and leadership, because, you know, education is my thing. So yeah, every law that I passed was always deeply based and rooted in education, particularly for public school students. You know, I know, and y'all probably, some of y'all like, I went to private school, I went to Catholic school, I went to this, da, 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 da. I'm sorry, boo, but this ain't about you. I shall we, but it ain't no, we're public school kids, raise your hand. You went to a public school? I went to a public school. Yeah. I went to a public school. Kim said that makes sense, because when I graduated high school and said I was jealous the young kids had better career. Yes. The kids now, they have, the kids now in 2nd or 3rd grade know how to, they're multilingual. Like what? Yes, all the public school kids, homeschooling. Oh, I'm sorry, friend. I'm so sorry. Lena is a public school teacher. I love that, Lena. Yes, I work so closely with teachers in the education system and students and parents, and that's like my bread and butter. So, you know, I spend so much time, which is why I can go in Big Brother and lie and say that I'm a teacher, because I spend so much time working in and around education that I know a little bit about it. I should, you know, you would think that one knows a little bit about education if they work close to it. Sajay says she's a teacher too. Oh, I love that. Shout out to all the teachers here. We love you guys. We're always fighting for you to get your pay. I'm always fighting for y'all to get y'all pay. One thing about it, 2 things for certain, I'm always fighting to get pay for you guys, because listen, y'all are the superheroes of the world. Kim said public schools aren't the best, but I feel like they build character. They definitely build character. They definitely, $90K for teachers in Houston. Oh girl, sign me up. Sign me up, sister. But yeah, anyway, so that's why you hear me have all these conversations in the Big Brother house around education. I don't talk about my experience in politics or talk about any of the things. You know what's funny? Oh, Melissa, your daughter teaches at a public school. I love that. Shout out to your daughter. Tell her I said, go girl. We're rooting for you. I saw Jag the other day, or maybe the other week now. It was before New York Fashion Week, but I saw Jag when he was in DC. And the crazy thing is that obviously in the Big Brother house, nobody knows that I worked in policy or worked in politics, so I didn't ever really get to talk to any of them about this stuff. Nobody really knew until they came out of the house. And then finale weekend is like a whole thing or whatever, and you know, when you text them back and forth and talk about stuff, just stuff like this doesn't come up. But anyways, when I saw Jag in person when he was here a couple weeks ago, he was like, Memes, I've been wanting to say, like, dog, you worked in politics this whole time and you like never said anything. He was like, he was saying that he was watching the what is that damn thing called, the intro videos. He was like, he said he was watching the intro videos the other day, and he was like, and I saw yours, and I was like, what? He was like, I didn't think you were a teacher. He was like, but I didn't think that you were gonna be like, I was like, yeah. Yep, sure did. So yeah, it's always cool to kind of talk about Danny talk about, it's funny you're in the closet. I came out of mine a few months ago. Well, you know what? I love that for you, Danny. I hope you feeling liberated, my friend. Okay? And I hope you get all of the things that you want to get out of this new life that you're about to embark on. Okay, period. But yeah. This is This is my glam room, by the way, guys. It is an entire room. I just sit in front of this part because it gives me the best light. But one day I'm going to do a tour of this damn closet because I get so many questions about it all the time. And I'm like, I should just do a tour of it because it's nice as hell. And I got a whole bunch of shit in here that people would probably want to see. I think, I don't know if y'all are into this type of stuff. Listen, I'm like the modern day Carrie Bradshaw, okay? I like this, my money right where I can see it, hanging in my closet, okay? Period. I like my money in my closet. I like it on my arm. I like it on my feet. I like it on my back. I like it in my car. What? Hello? What? That's where I like my money at. That's exactly where I like my money. Right where I can see it. When are you making the Q&A video for YouTube? Oh, you missed it. You missed it. You missed it, sis. You missed it. You missed it. You missed it, boo. But I have the video. I'm going to edit it today. I'm going to edit it tonight. And then we're going to try to get it up this week because I got some stuff to say. My boo said, I wish you talked like this on Big Brother. You was so quiet. Honestly, I really wasn't that quiet. But like on the edit, I was very quiet. Like what you all saw on the edit was quiet, but I really wasn't that quiet, y'all. I used to be like running my mouth and being funny. I was actually hella funny, believe it or not. I was really funny. It's crazy because I was talking to Jag about that the other day. He was like, honestly, Mimi, you are so like underrated funny. He's like, I used to steal your jokes all the time and like run around like they were my jokes. I'm like, yeah, I know. But yeah, on the edit, you guys don't really get to see. But honestly, I wasn't that quiet, guys. I was there for a long ass time. Like I was there for a long time. I was in the Big Brother house for a long, long time. So yeah, can't do nothing about it now. Did BB make y'all whiten your teeth before going on the show? Not that I know of. They didn't make me whiten my teeth. I don't know about anybody else. I can't speak for anybody else, but me personally, I didn't whiten my teeth before I went, but I did spend a year using these Crest whitening strips. Are these the 3D ones? Yeah, the Crest 3D whitening strips. I used these for like a year straight, and honestly, my teeth have been, girl, I haven't had to use them. I have literally like a whole box that I don't use because my teeth, I just feel like they're good now. I use these for like a year straight. Literally, I would use them every single day for like a year straight. And my teeth are hella white now. Like, and this was probably I think this was during the pandemic that I was doing this. And I haven't used them since. I have a whole box of these that I don't use because now I feel like it would be crazy. I would use them every day. Yeah, I use them every day. So every day or every 3. Yep, I would use them every single day. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. So this is not medical advice. Do not take this advice from me, but that's what I would do. I would use them every single day. And they literally changed my teeth. Like my teeth are so white now. Even when I go to the dentist will also be like, oh my God, your teeth are so like naturally white. And I would be like, yeah, girl. Did you get a say in what groceries were sitting in the Big Brother house? No, you definitely don't get a say. I used to get a weird tingly feeling at first, but I think my mouth just became used to them. And so I after a while, I didn't feel it anymore. But I would, when I first started using it, I would get like a tingly feelings on my gums. I think just because of the, whatever. But yeah. No, I swear by them. But yeah, Mama Fee was the only one that would have particular requests that would be answered. Any other time that you would yell out and be like, oh, Mr. Big, can I get? Girl, you would get no damn response. Mr. Big would be like, bitch, please. You ain't getting shit. Next. So yeah, no. Unless you were Mama Fee, they were not taking any special requests. It's funny, I remember at some point some of the girls were asking for eyelashes. Like they had they run out of eyelashes or eyelashes that got messed up or something like that, and I were like, yeah, no, can't help you. I was like, damn. They were like, yeah, I gotta win HOH, sorry. I was like, damn. I brought like I think that, well, they are gone now, but this is the eyelash tray that I brought into the house. Obviously all of them are gone, except for these little ones that are left over. But I think I had 2 of these if I'm not mistaken, this one, and then I think I had like another one. Oh no, I bought this one. So yeah, all of these this is what I have left over from the 3 months that I was there. I had 2 packs of lashes and I got 3 of them left over. So yeah, I bought, listen, but they did tell us, to be fair, to pack for 4 months. Like, so bring everything that you need in abundance. And y'all know what I left? Lotion. I packed everything except lotion, when I promise you I have the most sensitive skin of all time. Like, I'm a baby lotion skin girl. If I use anything else, I would literally break out. And I was so damn mad. I remember sitting in sequester and I was like dry and ashy as hell because I refused to use like whatever they had. And because before you get into sequester, you don't have like the access to the stuff that they give you in the house. And so I'm sitting in sequester, and I remember for like 2 days I was ashy as hell because I just like refused to use the lotion. I remember getting on the phone and like calling up to the little, you know, whatever room, wherever, calling the people. I called the folks, and I was like, yeah, y'all, I'm gonna need somebody to go get me some lotion. Like, I got my credit card here, I got my debit card, I got cash. I'll even give you a little tip, but I'm gonna need somebody to go get me some baby lotion, because I promise y'all, if I get in the house and I don't have baby lotion, I have to use something other than that, I will literally break out in hives, and y'all are gonna be like, send this bitch home. Send her home. Get her out of here. She's breaking out in hives? Absolutely not. So yeah. Anyways, they did give me baby lotion in sequester, and they got me sweats, because why did this dummy pack 4 months worth of things and did not bring 1 pair of sweats? Dumb. She's a dumb. I packed 4 months of clothes and did not have a sweat pant, a sweat jacket, or whatever it's called, sweatshirt, sweat, nothing. I had a nothing. Asa! Hi, booby! My sister! I just saw you like a week or 2 ago, but I miss you already. But yeah, I packed every single thing except for damn sweats. And so during sequester, they had to go and give me sweats and baby lotion. Those are the 2 things that I asked for in sequester. I was like, okay, let me get some sweats and let me get some baby lotion. And I'm not gonna lie, it took them like 4 days to bring the items. I was like, okay, y'all gonna bring my car back or no? And they just ended up knocking on the door one day randomly, like, here are your things. And when I tell y'all, they are like, the handlers, the people that they got working during sequester times, girl, they dead ass serious. They are like Secret Service. I'm talking about drop the shit off and barely look at you like, she was like, take it, drop the bag, drop the car, ran down the hallway. Okay, you okay? Do I need to call somebody? Are you good? I'm not gonna tell nobody. You ain't gonna tell nobody you did, like, but yeah, they used to be serious. But yeah, so that's what I asked for before going in the house. What did you ask, boo? I didn't see what you asked me. I missed your question. It be questions going and I be talking and I be answering and talking and answering, talking and answering. I'm a little ADD, so you gotta help me. Do they have people take your laundry? Girl, have who take what? They got one little ass wash and one little ass dryer in the backyard, and when the backyard is open, it's Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones. When they leave the house on live, do they actually, when they leave the house on, I guess you mean like live evictions, do they actually take one back? Yeah, you only take whatever of stuff that you put in the duffel bag that y'all see us take out, and then the rest of your stuff is in your suitcase that they then bring to you, you know, at some point after you're evicted. But yeah, that's essentially what happens. So we do actually only walk out with one bag, and that one bag is just like your, you know, necessities, whatever you need in the house, or, you know, whatever you would need for the next 2 days at max, 2-3 days at max, while you kind of, you know, debrief post eviction and all the stuff that you have to do there. Were you in sequester after leaving the house? Well, I guess it is sequester because you don't get your phone back and you can't watch TV. So yeah, you are essentially in sequester-ish after you're evicted. But it's different than like the initial sequester. The initial sequester versus the post eviction sequester is like different, but it's essentially the same thing. But you don't get your phone back, or you can't watch TV and stuff like that until after you do your exit interviews. So yeah, you can't. I mean, and obviously that's for obvious reasons. They don't want you guys watching the show and doing whatever you know, you're fresh out, so they need that fresh out, whatever is on your mind at the time is what, you know, what they ask you. Let's see, I would hate the initial sequester. I always get so bored and mad. Oh my god, it's so damn boring. You're literally in there for 24 hours a day by yourself. So yeah, it's not great. And you can't watch TV, you can't listen to music, but you do watch like a little DVD. I'm sure other house guests have talked about this before, but they give you like a little DVD player that you can watch movies on. But you can request as many movies as you like. So I used to request like 5 or 6 movies a day. And yeah, you can request as many movies or snacks as you like, but you can't talk on the phone, you can't listen to music, you can't watch the regular television or any of that. But you can watch like this little, I'm talking about, it's a throwback ass like laptop, not even a laptop, DVD play. It's like super throwback. I'm pretty sure they bought that shit in like 2006. It is throwback as fuck. But yeah, that's the only thing that you can do is sequester. And look out the window. I spend a lot of time looking out the window. Like, I spent a lot of time just looking out at the hills, looking like, hey, oh my God. Looking at the sunset. Oh my God, the sunsets in California are gorgeous. I would wake up early every morning and every night and obviously I'm already woke during the nighttime, but literally I would wake up every single morning to catch the sunrise, and every night I would watch this. I would have my dinner while watching the sunset. Literally not negotiable for me when I was in sequester. Do you think sequester is necessary? I think so. I do think that it is necessary. I mean, it's weird. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not weird. It is weird. It's odd being, you know, isolated and secluded and not being able to do anything. It's very odd. But I do think that it's necessary because Big Brother is such a unique game and it's such a unique experience that I don't think that you will be able to properly adjust to, you know, the setup of Big Brother without having gone in that initial sequester period and having been cut off from access, you know, from, you know, the internet, your family like, I just don't know if you would be able to properly adjust if you just had like your phone yesterday and then the next day you're going into the house and not having your stuff for however long you're there. Like, I just don't know if you'll be able to properly adjust without that little period. So I think in terms of like preparing you to go into the house, I absolutely think it's necessary. For me, I think it's necessary. Other people may think otherwise, but personally I think it's necessary. I do. How were the sleeping arrangements? Girl, I never got good sleep in the damn house. What? I was stressed all the time. It's a high anxiety. Everybody is stressed all the time. It's a high anxiety environment. It is not conducive to having a good night's worth of rest. I mean, unless you're in the HOH, then maybe that's a little different. But I never was in the HOH, so... And those little beds that I was in, never got a good night's worth of sleep. Girl, I'm talking about teeth was clenched the whole time. I used to be asleep like this. In the bed, just like this. So yeah, it's crazy. Oh my God, I almost blocked somebody. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm scrolling up to see these questions. Was it often bored in the house? Yep. Would you pack your premiere outfit in sequester, or do you get your large suitcase before premiere? No, before premiere. Essentially what happens before premiere is that you send them let me rephrase this. They come to your room to ask you what outfits you would like to like give, to provide them with like 3 or 4 options of an outfit that you would like to wear on premiere night. They take photos of them and yada, 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 XYZ, XYZ. I think they take the outfits because they have to be like camera tested to make sure they show up well on camera and do all of this other stuff. And then you pick the out, and then they approve like the options. Like you can wear any of these 3 or whatever it is. And then you take that with you to premiere. Did we get a bag? I did get my bag. I'm lying. I did have my, we did have the Big Brother bags at the time. At the time we had gotten, I think the day before premiere, we had gotten the Big Brother bags. And so you put your premiere night outfit and then just like a night, the same thing as eviction. You put like a night or 2 worth of clothes in there. And then they eventually bring your suitcase in so that you can get all the rest of your stuff. So yeah. How's life not on Capitol Hill? Would you ever go back? I don't think I would ever go back. I'm not gonna lie. I did my time. I worked on Capitol Hill for 5.5 years. Like I literally spent my entire 20s working on Capitol Hill. I started my career on Capitol Hill. It was my very first big girl job, and I was there for a very, very long time. I've seen a lot. I've experienced a lot. I've done a lot. And yeah, I don't know if I would actually go back to, you know, being on the Hill full time. I think that ship has came and gone. But it was a good, I highly recommend, if you're somebody that wants to work in politics, like highly recommend doing an internship on Capitol Hill, working on Capitol, like something. Literally, I highly recommend, if you're a person that wants to work in politics, to intern on Capitol Hill, because I'm telling you, you learn so much. You literally learn so much. Like I learned so much just about being an adult, because it's like, you're working on Capitol Hill at 21 years old, at whatever age, even interning, like it's all adults in the room, girl. This is not a job. This ain't like, you know, first job out of high school, you go work at McDonald's and everybody is, you know, it's still kind of like high school and everybody's still dating everybody and laughing and da-da-da and gossiping. Oh yeah, no, it's all adults in the room when you go up there. So you either got it or you don't, and nobody has time to teach you anything. You better come there as inquisitive and with a thirst of knowledge as much as possible. Because if you think these people are about to teach you about the law, they absolutely are not. If you think they're about to teach you how to read legalese, which is legal language that are found in the text of policies, they're absolutely not. If you think they're about to teach you how to analyze a policy, absolutely not. If you think they're going to teach you how to draft the policy, absolutely not. Absolutely. Everything that I learned on Capitol Hill, everything that I was able to accomplish was on my own volition. Like I had to. So when I say I came back from that meeting with Barack and I'm super inspired and I'm doing all this research, like it's all on your own volition. How well you do or don't do is literally up to you. Like nobody is no learning curve on Capitol Hill. Either you know it or you don't. Either you got it or you don't. Either you can research or you can't. You can analyze or you can't. You can draft policy, or literally either you can or you cannot. So yeah. it was cutthroat. No, the president didn't interview me. I just met him at a event. Back in, I guess it was 2016. Back in 2016, it was an event in DC, and I met President Barack and Michelle back then. I'm scrolling back up to see. Where's the tea? Girl on board. Girl, you missed the tea, sis. What you talking about? You late, sister. But the money is it's interesting. Do they give you competition outfits and do you get to keep them? Yes, they give you comp outfits, and yes, you get to keep some of them, like depending on what it is, but you don't get to keep all of them. Oh, Magda, thank you. Oh, thank you, Magda. Hardest part about being in the house is being away from everybody that I know and love and trust. That's just difficult. That's the hardest part, is just being there and not having people that I could like trust and depend on was probably the hardest part for me. Everything else was like fine, like the comps and the this and all of that. It's like whatever. Hardest part for me was just being there surrounded by people that I know that I cannot trust. So yeah. What patterns don't work well on camera? So they give us like a list before we go. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they give us like a list before we go of things that you like shouldn't bring because they don't work well. I can't remember exactly what's all on that list, but whatever it was, I just didn't pack that stuff. Honestly, I got a lot of my stuff back. I got a lot of my like clothes back because they do camera testing for all of the clothes that you give them in the suitcase that you bring. Or not that you give them, but in the suitcase that you bring. And so I got a lot of my stuff back. I think it was only, I didn't even realize what I hadn't got back until after I was evicted. And it was like 2 swimsuits. It was like random stuff. If you ran out of hair products, if I ran out of my hair products, I would have been in trouble because I use products that I would have been in trouble if I ran out of my hair products. And I didn't ever run out, but they do provide products in the house. So you can just use what they have. But I didn't want to use. And it was good stuff. It was like good name brand stuff. I don't use any of that on my hair. Like, I don't like hairspray and stuff that just makes your hair crunchy. I don't like all of that. Like, I don't like that. I like a good, easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl hair where you can, I like my hair my extensions, my hair, whatever I'm wearing to be, nice and flowy and just, girl, yes, I like my hair to be nice and flowy and just beautiful. I don't like all of the crunch. It'd be too much crunch and much in a lot of the products that and a lot of the products that they had is just a little too much crunch and much for me. So no, I had all of my own products. All of my own products. I had a weave ponytail, girl. I had all types of shit in the house. All types of stuff. Literally all types of shit. I had everything that I could have needed or could have thought of. I had this is the bag of hair extensions that I still got it in the bag. It had MCL, which were my initials on it, because I got to check everything. So everything that you put in your suitcase has to be checked before it can go in the house. And so this was my bag. It used to have my initials on it, MCL, but this is a big bag of clip-in extensions. Literally probably the biggest bag. I think I still got, maybe I messed it up, but I used to have ponytail holders on them for the different sizes that they were, like the different inches. But girl, big bags of hair. I had weave ponytails. This is one of my little bags that I had. Like, girl, I had all types of shit. All types of things. Everything that I could have possibly needed. Yeah. I was not leaving a stone unturned, especially when it came to my hair. And I know people are like, hair. All you do with your hair. All you do with your hair. Why you doing your hair? You love hair. All she do is her hair. And did and will do it again. And hair was laid. And I will not have any regrets about how my hair looked 20 years from now when my kids watch this shit. They're gonna be like, damn, ma. Damn, mama. Your hair was laid and did and will do it again and again and no, yeah, but I played no games when it came to my hair. Listen, one thing about it, 2 things for certain. Before you even go in the house, they're already telling you, ain't no hairstylist, ain't no makeup artist. So you better come as prepared as you can come, because shit might get sticky. Okay? Literally sticky, goop, all types of shit. And so you need to be as prepared as possible. If you need to start practicing, you need to just practice now, because there are no hairstylists. It's none of that. No hairstylists, no makeup artists. How you show up and whatever skills you possess is what will be at your disposal. Okay, and I took that and I ran with it. They don't limit the amount of stuff that you bring. It's only limited to what you can fit in the large suitcase that you bring. So whatever you can fit in that suitcase and it can close, you can have, obviously after it's been checked. But they don't limit. It's not like they say, oh, only bring XYZ amount of eyelashes or whatever you can fit in your suitcase, you can literally bring. Why did Big Brother never talk about your political beliefs on the show? About mine in particular? Probably because I told the house guest that I was a teacher as opposed to someone who has a career in politics. And so it just never came up. But also, I recognize that politics is very controversial. It can also be very volatile. So even if I did say that I worked in politics, told the rest of the house guests that, I probably wouldn't have talked about. Thank you so much. Oh my God, my nails, aren't they so cute? I tried something different. I thought I was trying something different. This is different for me because I'm a nude nail girl to the max. So I would never do something like this. But yeah, that's probably why it didn't come up. But honestly, even if I did say that I worked in politics, I probably wouldn't have talked about my beliefs, like my political beliefs, in the house, just because politics is very controversial. It's very volatile, and it's just kind of like religion, right? It's like one of those things that unless somebody invites you into this conversation and there's somebody that you feel like comfortable, possibly engaging in some type of debate with, that I don't necessarily think is something that you didn't, I don't know. So I wouldn't have talked about, politics or my political beliefs in the house, even if I did tell people that I worked in politics, because I ain't got time to be arguing with nobody about what party and what this and who's the best and worst president. And I just don't have time to be arguing with people about shit like that, because honestly, I really don't care. I really don't care. Like, you believe what you want to believe. We do what you want to do, okay? What? Angel, hi, babes. They probably do enjoy a good political debate, but you weren't gonna get a political debate up out of me, okay? I can tell you that. I'm not here to be arguing with nobody about who they believe is the right party and Bernie, and I don't got time for all of that. I don't care. I'm sorry. I really don't care. My working in politics for me is about being a public servant, okay? Literally, it's about being a public servant. It's my contribution to society. Like, what can I do to leave this world as a better place, better than what I found it? I can create laws that provide more equitable opportunities for all people to have a better quality of life. That is my contribution to society. And other than that, I don't care who you like or who you don't like, who you agree with, who you don't. All of that ain't none of my business. You go talk to your mom about that, because I don't care. Was it hard not having any downtime or time to yourself? Yes, because I'm an introvert and only child, and also just somebody who needs time to decompress and not talk to people all day, every day. And so, yeah, it was hard for me, because there were so many days where, y'all saw. If the edit showed y'all nothing else, the edit definitely showed y'all that bitches like me get annoyed. Yeah. If the edit showed y'all nothing else, the edit definitely showed you that, oh yeah, Miko, y'all getting on her nerves. If you saw nothing else from the edit, Miko is annoyed, okay? So yeah, so many days where I just used to be like, oh my God, I just don't want to talk. Like, I really just don't want to talk. I really don't want to be bothered. Literally. And I was just also like, I'm an only child. So like decompressing and just like stepping away from things is the way that I like process information. So when like something is happening and taking place and then somebody's running this and da-da-da, I'm just like, girl, oh my God, please shut up. I literally can't even think. Like, working in politics, you have your own office. So when I go into an important meeting or go talk about important stuff, I can go back to my office and decompress and like close the door, and people know that it's like, take some time to just like let her know. So, girl, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you brushing your teeth in the bathroom, people are like, yeah, so last night, girl, bitch, what? Huh? What? Don't get out of my face talking to me about this shit. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I promise you, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me. As a fellow introvert, how did you stand out in your audition tape, since they love big personalities? I'm actually gonna post my audition tape at some point. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, it's audition tape season, everybody is casting for everything, and maybe I should just pop out my audition tape, because my audition tape was so much fun. Like, I did slay my audition tape, if I do say so myself. So I definitely think I'm going to post my audition tape like soon, because it's audition season and the girls need to know the information. So I'm going to post my audition tape some point in the very, very near future. I just need to figure out how I can post it on social media, because it's not in the virtual format. It's like horizontal. So I don't know how it's going to, how to transfer from being horizontal to virtual, whatever. I have no thought of structure. If I was a senior, come back to St. Louis. Oh my God, yes, I'm coming back to St. Louis, and I'm definitely doing a meet and greet. Yes. I've gotten so many people that have been saying. I'm also going to do a DMV meet and greet, because I didn't realize how many people are in the DMV that like want to do a meet and greet, that like ride with me. I'm like, oh girl, yes, let's do a fun little meet and greet. So I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one in DMV, and I'm gonna do one in St. Louis. In regard to the audition tape, I just don't know how to format it. Honestly, I say to everybody, I think that you need to find like three characteristics to highlight about yourself that make you stand out. I think you just need to find 3 things to highlight about yourself. And honestly, not even think, let me rephrase that. I don't think that you should find things that necessarily make you stand out. I think that you need to find things that are like unique to you, right? So, because stand out is like, we're all different people, all different individuals. So, you know, what is unique to you is not unique to the next person. So obviously for me, I had a decade long career in politics. And so, like, that's one of the things that I highlighted in my tape, amongst, like, other things. But, like, just finding something that is, like, unique to you. And me working in politics is not, like, unique to me in particular, because there are hundreds of thousands of people in the DC area that work in politics. But in terms of Big Brother, right? Like, in terms of Big Brother, it was unique in terms of that. So even if you're somebody that, I don't know, you were a swimmer or you were whatever, like whatever it is about you that like makes you unique, just find like 3 things. And I say 3 because I highly recommend that you keep your audition tape to 60 seconds or less. Honestly. 60 seconds or less, because anything longer than that, nobody is watching it. I promise you, nobody is. They are not sitting around, and honestly, they probably are really only watching the first. You want to capture their attention in the first like 5 seconds. You want to be able to capture their attention in the first 5 seconds, and then everything after that is just like you're kind of just layering it on thick after that. But in the first 5 seconds is when you want to like capture their attention, and then in the, you know, for the rest of the time you can kind of expound on whatever it is that you want to highlight about yourself that makes you unique, or that make you a good game player. Oh, if you all are in my storage room channel, Christian, who casted me for this season of Big Brother 25, he was answering questions on his live, or not his live, on his Instagram stories the other day, and he made some really good points about the things that he looks for in an audition tape, and I posted those in my broadcast channel on Instagram called The Storage Room. So I highly suggest you go and join The Storage Room, and then scroll up a little bit and you'll find that I posted it right before my New York Fashion Week content, so it's not that far behind. But go and look up those things, because it was some really good points. He talks about like the who, what, when, where, why, like who you are, what you do, when you started watching the show, where something, I can't remember where it was, where you live maybe, and then why you would be a good, it was something to that effect. I can't remember exactly, but he posted on his stories, and I thought it was like so good, because I get asked all the time about my audition tape, and I'm like, honestly, y'all, when I did mine, I really just like, I winged it. I didn't do a script. I didn't put too much thought in it. I just went on there and like said the first thing that came to my mind, and I submitted it. And honestly, it probably took me like 10 minutes to edit. Like when I post it and y'all see it, y'all gonna be like, oh damn. It probably only took me like 10 minutes to edit. Like I didn't do a whole bunch of edits and a whole bunch of effects and try to make it like a TikTok video and all that. Like I didn't do all of that. I really kept it nice and sweet and went straight to the point. And it was, I think my video was 59 seconds to be exact. And yeah, went from there and went on about my business. Submitted it. Girl, never thought that I was going to talk to those people ever again. Hi, Elijah. Welcome. Never thought I was going to hear from or talk to those people again. Yes, I just joined Key Influencer Agency. Yes, I did. Did I have B-roll? I had a few pieces of B-roll. Like there are certain things that I talked about that I had like B-roll for. So like, you know, B-roll of me doing stuff in politics or like photos or whatever. So there were a few B-roll things that I had, but honestly, most of it was just me. Like just me. I had I did have B-roll, just like a little tiny bit of B-roll, like literally just a tiny bit of B-roll. And obviously I was like voicing over whatever it was that I was saying. But yeah, it was mostly just a talking head. Elijah said, do you regret your leaving speech? You mean when I was evicted? If that's what you're talking about, I don't regret it. I was mad. So I was just talking shit. But yeah, I don't, Cameron, hi, boo. Yeah, I was just talking shit. Danisha said you applied several times. Girl, apply again. Apply. Listen, I apply and keep applying. Apply and keep applying, because you never know. I didn't know. There was no reason why I like I didn't do anything special or anything particular to get casted. I literally just submitted an audition tape and didn't think I was ever going to hear back, to be 100% honest with you. Like, I submitted the tape and I submitted it like 2 weeks after season 20. What season was I on? 25? Like 2 weeks after season 24. And I didn't hear back for like months. I had honestly forgot that I even submitted the audition tape. Like, I submitted the tape. Yeah, it was probably 4 or 5 months before I heard back. I submitted the tape a few weeks after BB24 had ended. Start planning my wedding. Like, girl, I had moved on. Submitted the tape, started planning my wedding, forgot all about it, and was literally sitting in my office one day when I got the call and they were like, "Hey, me called," and I was like, I'm sorry, what? I've told this story 20,000 times, so I'm not gonna tell it. But anyways, yeah, I was sitting in my office when I got the call, and like months after I had submitted it. I didn't submit more than once. I didn't follow any of the cast and producers on Instagram. I didn't follow I don't even think I was following Big Brother at the time. I wasn't following Big Brother at the time. Yeah, I submitted the tape, girl, and just went on about my business. I really had no expectations. So, hi Frenchie. Oh yeah, I just so happened to answer this call, but I think that they'll leave you a message. Like, if they're calling you to be casted or calling you because they're interested in just like talking to you and learning a little bit more, I think they'll leave you a message, because I think Mama Fee said they left her a message. Or they'll like text you. So yeah, I think you'll, even if you miss the call, if they get to the point where they're like calling you to like want to have a conversation with you, that means that they're interested. That just obviously doesn't mean that you're on the show, because they are calling a lot of people. But if they get to the point where they're calling you, that means that they're interested. And so they'll send a message or leave a message or send a text or whatever it is. There's an open casting call an hour away from me. Do you have any advice? My advice is go and have fun. Just like go and have fun, and don't put too much thought into it. Hi Katie. Hi beautiful. Hi Frenchie girl. Who is the hardest person to connect with in the house? Hardest person. That's a good question. Who do I think was the hardest person to connect with in the house? I feel like I had like individual conversations and individual relationships with everybody. They were all like different, but who do I think was the hardest? Ask me in like 5 minutes so I can think about it. Ask me in 5 minutes so I can think about it, because I feel like I had like a relationship with everybody to some extent. Hardest to connect with? Honestly, I didn't feel that it was like more or less hard to connect with any one person in particular, but I think that, you know, sometimes Big Brother can get cliquey, so it's hard to like insert yourself into some of these cliques in a way where it's like, you know, tangible or meaningful. But in terms of like one individual person, I definitely had individual one-on-one conversations with everybody who was in the house. The only person who I probably didn't get a chance to like have a deep one-on-one conversation, because I definitely had deep one-on-one conversations with everybody. The only person who I probably didn't have a deep one-on-one conversation with is the guy that was evicted week 1. But other than that, I definitely, in the 65 days I was there, had like a deep one-on-one conversation with everybody at minimum once. Definitely on more than one occasion, but at minimum once. But honestly, y'all, a lot of the times in the storage room, during lockdown, we would all share things about ourselves that we didn't feel comfortable enough like sharing on the show, or like sharing stories or experience, or just talking about things. Like, Mama Fee is my dog. Like, I fools with Mama Fee so hard. She told us a story one day in lockdown, girl, that had me I'm talking about rolling, girl, crying, screaming, laughing. She is so damn funny. Hi Reagan. Oh my god, all my storage room besties, welcome. All my storage room besties, I love you guys. We have so much fun in the storage room. But yeah, like during lockdown, we will all share things about ourselves. So I feel like, honestly, in a weird way, we're all like, not in a weird way, we all are. It's a very unique experience. So like, being that it is so unique of an experience, like we all are just connected on we all connected. We all share things about ourselves and share stories. And like during lockdown, we would always get like really real, because you're not able to talk game. So we would just talk about like stuff, like life stuff, things that we've been through, things that we experienced, like, you know, our fears, our hopes, our dreams. Like, we would just have really deep conversations. And so, you know, we would all connect then. So it's hard to say, was it hard to connect to anybody? I would say, like, more so it was hard to integrate myself into cliques. I'll be honest with y'all. And I didn't really feel like, especially in those first few weeks, no weeks, if I'm being honest, but definitely in the first few weeks, it was so hard. I felt like I was really struggling to, like, fit in. Because I felt like I was too young I was too young for the older house guests, and I was too old, not old, but I was too, like, mature, I guess, for the younger house guests. And so it was really a struggle for me to figure out, like, where I fit in and, like, who my people were. Hi, Rye. Brooke said, do you hang out with any of the cast members? Now, whenever they're in town or, like, wherever they are, then yes, I do. Nobody lives here. Only alumni live here in DC. Well, I guess we're all alumni, but alumni as in, like, season 24, 23, etc. live here in DC. But I hang out with them, like Aza, Hannah, Amira. I see them quite often because we all are here in DC and we're all working women. So yeah, I see them. I see them like every couple of weeks. I'm just scrolling up to read some of the questions that y'all had that I missed. Did you see any red flags in the guy that got kicked out? Did I personally see any red flags? I didn't personally see any red flags. No, I did not personally see any red flags leading to the expulsion. I had not witnessed anything with my own two eyes or had heard anything with my own two ears that I thought or felt to be problematic. I didn't with my own two. I did not. I know that there was a comment, I think, that was made about not wanting a girl to beat him or whatever that I think rubs. I didn't hear that comment, but I heard that comment was made. And I feel like it was, I mean, it wasn't to the magnitude of what was said. It wasn't anything like that, but I feel like somebody told me something else that was said. And it wasn't like, it was stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't let a girl beat me, or it was like stuff like that I had heard, but I didn't hear or see anything with my own two eyes or with, like, my own ears that I experienced. No, and not anything that gave me a red flag. The crazy thing is that I made slop for him the day before he was expelled. Is it true that Felicia has bad hygiene? Now y'all just be talking. Those are the best ones anyways. If you you were honestly the queen of serving looks every eviction night. Oh, period. But yeah, I hadn't seen anything or heard anything with my own two ears. I had made slop for him literally the day before he was evicted, because he would eat it, like, raw. So slop is just a combination of, like, steel cut. The base of it is steel cut oats. Let's just go there. Whatever, all the other stuff you can put in it is optional, but the base of slop is steel cut oats. Now, if you know anything about steel cut oats, like, they're just like these little oat pellets that are, like, super hard, and you basically have to, like, cook them. You just gotta cook them. You gotta cook them for a while in order for them to, like, soften and actually turn into, like, the type of oatmeal that's edible. And during that first week, he would literally just put a bowl, like a scoop of the slop or the oats in a bowl, and put water in there and put it in the microwave for like a minute or two, and literally would be crunching on it like it was cereal. Disgusting. Like, would literally crunch on it. Like, I'm talking about, like, girl, he was eating a bag of Cheetos. Like, you could hear him out fucking side. I'm sure Julie could hear him on the stage. Like, he would literally be crunching on the and so from all of my years in pageantry, I eat steel cut oats. So when I got to the house and I found out that slop was steel cut oats, I was like, oh, bitch, I love a good steel cut oat. Like, this is fine with me. I can live off of this. Like, I'll be okay should I ever end up on slop, because I love steel cut oats. Pageantry and steel cut oats are, like, hand in hand, right? So when I found out that's what it was, I was like, okay. Now, mind you, the guys aren't that great of cooks. And so this first week when they're on slop, he is literally taking like a cup of of the steel cut oats, putting it in a bowl, putting a cup of water in it, warming it up for like a minute or two, and bitch just crunching on the fucking oats like it's a bag of hot Cheetos. And after like the first couple days, I remember being like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get in your business, but would you like for me to make you a pot of these oats? Because you are making them completely wrong. And I literally cannot stand in another room with you crunching on these motherfucking oats like this. Like, I promise you, I am gonna jump off the fucking balcony if I listen to you crunch on another fucking oat. Like, if you don't cook this shit, I am gonna lose it. And said all that to say, so I make a pot of oats for him to eat. Because he was the only one that was making it that way. And y'all know, and obviously all the guys were on slop that week. He was the only one that was making them that way. Everybody else was like making them the correct way. And they will all make their own though. Like, they weren't making like a big pot to share. Like, they will all make their own. He was the only one that was making them in the microwave and crunching on them. It was disgusting. Like, I was actually like, one time I was literally gagging. Like, this is fucking sick. You are psychotic for doing this. So I said all that to say, I make him a pot of oats. And then I wake up the next morning and the motherfucker's gone. And that was that. I woke up the next day and he was gone. And the oats were still in the refrigerator. I made like a big ass pot. I was like, okay, this should last you at least for like breakfast, lunch, dinner for like the next 3 days. I made like a big, humongous ass pots of these fucking oats for this man. Because I was so tired of hearing him crunch on these oats. I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, you are a sick human being forever, like, eating this way. Like, I need you arrested immediately. Like, as soon as you're evicted, they should arrest you immediately and sentence you to 25 years in prison, because there is no reason why you should be eating this shit like this. Like, you know good and fucking well as a grown, educated man that this shit is not supposed to be this consistency. Like, you know that. When have you ever had oatmeal that was crunchy like a bag of Cheetos? Please. Please. You ain't never cracked open a pack of oatmeal and the shit was crunchy. You ain't never opened a bag of oatmeal and that shit was crunchy. You know good and well that you ain't supposed to be eating that shit like that. Stop eating that shit that way. But yeah. So said all that to say, I make the oats, and the next morning, he was gone. Disappeared, girl. Disappeared. I'm talking about like a damn magician. It wasn't nothing left but a pair of shoes. Wasn't nothing left but a pair of shoes. Nothing left. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So anyways, I done went on a whole tangent about, the question was, did I notice any red flags? The answer was, I didn't notice anything. I didn't see anything that I thought to be problematic with like my own two eyes, but that doesn't mean that nothing happened or wasn't said. I can't speak for anybody else, but for myself, I didn't witness anything that was like, do you forgive him? Is hell hot? I mean, is hell cold? Let's see. What did they tell y'all about the incident? Well, y'all pretty much saw what the conversation was when we were sitting in the living room. I'll be honest with you guys. I was very confused by what was said and who it was geared toward, or, who the target was for whatever was said. It wasn't, I just feel like it wasn't made clear when it was being, announced at the time. So I was a little confused by what had taken place. And so I went into the diary room to ask them what exactly had happened, because I was a little confused when it was being explained to us on the couch. I think everybody else had caught on to it. I remember sitting there and I was just like, wait, what was said? Who was what? And not that any of that mattered. It doesn't matter who it was geared toward or who it was for. I just needed the context to fully understand what was happening and what was going on.
Pocket Chug has sent me a chugger. So
as offensive, so not that that mattered, but context in these type of situations is important, and I just didn't clearly understand what the offense was and like what had taken place, because obviously I wasn't upstairs the night before and nobody had come downstairs at any point between the night and the next day, even where we were looking for him the next morning, about what had happened. So probably he said that I was racing because I was sleepy. Oh, I don't know nothing about that. See, it is. Did anyone actually like Heisem? I loved Heisem. I still love Heisem. Heisem is hands down one of my favorite people from the cast. Love Heisem. I'm just scrolling up to see. Yeah, somebody said, did you forgive him? Cody said NPC Mimi and NPC Bowie Jane. Okay, Cody, not too much. Did advice for people who are graduating high school soon. Girl, your life is just about to get started. That's my biggest piece of advice. Your life is just about to get started, so don't stress yourself too much because things get better as you